Hello, hello. Happy Friday. This is Freedom Friday on Slasher Chick TV on this Progress Over Perfection live stream and in a continuous Progress Over Perfection mode. I am here late but before midnight, and therefore I can still count this as day 58 of my 90 consecutive days of live streaming. So, with that, I'll say, welcome to Slasher Chick TV, where we like to talk about growth mindset and negotiation strategies. So, you never have to choose between this or that. You can always say yes to this slash that. And today I said yes to being social and supporting someone else in the achievement of their goals, which is why I am late. Well, I don't know if I consider this late because I am before midnight. And as long as it was in the day, that counts as my goal. But it doesn't count as what I didn't have a topic for today. Well, I did, but I didn't. One thing I will say for today is if she happens to catch this replay, shout out to Coach Sherry on her live stream today, which I believe was her day 60 of her consecutive days of live streaming. And it was phenomenal. And that she had a guest on it, Vashti. And I think I pronounced her name right because I keep wanting to say Vashti, but I believe her name was pronounced Vashti. And she was talking about having a stroke at the age of 43. And as a woman who is 43, going into my 44th birthday this year, um, those things are constantly on my mind. It's literally every month I am wondering, like, is this perimenopause? It's there are lots of changes that you go through at this stage in life. Um, that are just unexpected. I, for the most part, generally feel like I'm in my 20s until I try to do something that my body is like, oh, no, no, no. That was 20 years ago, honey. You're in your 40s. And the other thing that was just so surprising was I have always prided myself on the fact that my numbers are always good. My blood pressure is always fantastic. Like, I don't have a lot. I've been relatively healthy for my adult life, and so was she. And still, found out about a congenital heart defect in a way that was not expected and scary. It's always scary, in that the fact that truly life can change at a dime. Um, and so all the more reason to be grateful for the moments that we have. And that's why I was grateful for um, the time that I spent tonight because it was um, it was a loving space, and it's been a week, as they say. It's been a week. And you know what's crazy? It being a short week has still has still been a week, even with it being a short week. Now, one thing I have that problem is when I have to work during a short holiday week. I still try to put in as much stuff as I thought I might during a regular work week, and that's just not one. It's not a good idea, and two, it's not sustainable for um, just how you're going to manage your career over time. 1 out of 10 don't recommend. Uh, so I even had that conversation today in one of my one-on-ones with my manager. We were doing, we were accomplishing a lot in which it felt like, oh, okay, well, since we've accomplished that, maybe we can go ahead and pull some things out of the parking lot right now. And I was like, I even had to catch myself. And she started to say it of like, okay, but let's be reasonable about capacity. And then so I said, I was like, or we could just be reasonable and execute successfully and with excellence on the things that we have to do right now before we try to add more. Um, and that's what I'm going to try to do with this challenge. And so being at day 58 of 90 consecutive days of live streaming, it does feel like, oh, now's the time I really got to think about what does this third leg look like as I go into this. So I'm gonna think about that. I was thinking about, there was a creator that I saw earlier today, and she was like, she had a particular topic about in her live about could she kind of change her life in 6 months. And I've been lately thinking a lot about just the mid-year reset of it all and evaluation as we go into these last 6 months of 2024, and thinking about what's doable and what could that look like. And with that in mind, I was thinking, is that what I make the last 30 days of the stream about? As I go into that process. I'm sorry for my delay, y'all. I am going to the Roots picnic for the first time ever, and I didn't even know there was an app, so I'm trying to make sure I get all the things because I really need to see Fantasia, and all of this is for seeing Fantasia. All this for Tasia. But also Andre 3000 supposed to be there. I hope he'll be there with his flute. Um, they have a couple others. This is my password, Apple. They have a couple other stages where they're doing like podcast and stuff, which I didn't even know was like a thing. Oh, guess that wasn't my password. So I'm very interested in seeing what this is going to be like, and I'm also very interested in wearing like festival like attire. So I think this is going to be fun. But I have gotten conflicting messages about whether Fantasia is on the lineup or not, because she was originally on the lineup when I bought tickets, but then when I looked on Twitter, it did not show her in a time frame, and then now it looks like she is on the app. So I'm just going to try to get all of the things I need to make sure that I am fully informed tomorrow, including the app. So I know, I hope it would be really cool if their app also has a feature that lets you like find where other people are at the venue. I don't think it's going to have that, but one shall see. Please enter your, okay. I don't know what that is. Where would I get that? Did I get that on my email? I can't believe they didn't even tell me there was an app though. So I feel like that should have come with my ticket information. But I digress. Okay. Then it tells me enter a linking code, but doesn't give me a code. Unless I missed that. Um, which is possible that I did because, oh, I can get free 3 months on Apple TV. Didn't know I got that. Okay. I really need to pay attention to some of these emails. Um, okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I did that wrong, y'all. That's why it wasn't giving me one. I have to register and then they'll send me the code and then I can log in. I should have been signed up for this anyway. Um, but yeah, I think this is going to be fun. I don't know if I can live stream from it, but I was thinking about doing that so that I could kill two birds with one stone. Oh, it's 11:11. I'm going to make a wish. I have a habit of making wishes at 11 when the numbers are all the same. So that's both, not both. That is also at 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 1, 11, 222, 3, 33, and 4, 44, oh, and 555. And I also do it at 6:11, which is my mom's birthday. Oh, that feels like too much information. You have to be careful with the information that you share out on the internet because people will put stuff together and figure out your whole life. Um, that's why even when I was gonna live stream the walk the other day, I had to make sure I didn't want to stream before I was like too close to my home. Um, because you just never know. Um, but yeah, I was. Let me just see if I can find the video I was talking about. Now, actually, oh, that reminds me. This is the one thing that I think is also really important if you are a content creator. So I got recommended this video today about if you feel like your views are low, YouTube has changed its notification settings. And so the notifications are defaulted to not notify people of their subscriptions on mobile, even though we know people watch mobile more frequently than any other form in YouTube. So now that they did that update, in order to actually get those notifications, sorry, I opened it. Instagram thing that somebody sent me. So now in order to get those notifications, they have to also go into their profile and turn them on their phone. Like go into their profile and then go into settings and make sure that the notifications for the people they're subscribed to is toggled to on, which seems wild. But it is definitely true. This is so crazy to me. This creator that I follow, that she just looks so drastically different. Uh-oh. Let me see what this message says also from, if you also don't follow me on Instagram, my name is underscore slasher chick on Instagram, and I'd love to have you there too. Now, I don't actually put a lot of content there, but I'm about to, as my sister would say. It is a great place to also promote your Instagram. I mean, your YouTube channel. I just haven't gotten to there. Um, so you can also follow each other there. Now, let me get to what I was saying about this particular live stream and see if I can find it. Is this the one? What is this from? Oh, okay. Actually, now this isn't where I was going with this because I was trying to find this live stream. But as I started to try to find the live stream, I love to just search Google and whatever I'm trying to find in YouTube, and see what comes up. And when I did the search to find this live stream, so many other videos popped up that were getting great views, apparently, that I was, I've never been recommended. I've definitely never been recommended this channel. She only got 243,000 views on it. And I say only because of what you'll see when I scroll down. But top recommendation. You see what I searched for. YouTube, can I change my life in 6 months? Second recommendation, Dan Coe, 1.2 million views, which, as I talked about the other day about how I love YouTube, I love Dan Coe's channel. If I like, when I talked about just being impressed by him,
I used to ask a lot of free speaking gigs, and then everything changed.
Create their own lane. Like, that is definitely what I think Dan Coe has done. I'm trying to get to just like show his page as a whole. Just lay my starts grace on me. So let me stop trying to do too much. Again, let me be reasonable, as I was saying, because my StreamYard is not liking trying to watch this video, and it's still trying to load. So we're going to close that. But as you saw, it was lots of videos that were coming up. I'm going to just see if there are some other examples on YouTube that might be recommended. But yeah, I've really been thinking about this next 6 months, being able to finish some of the things that I've started along this journey and share it with you all, but just document the process as I finish them, as I document this progress over perfection. And one thing I didn't share on the other day when I was talking about the things I do love about YouTube, is I also admittedly love YouTube drama. Now, it's low vibrational for sure. But I've always liked reality TV. It's been my guilty pleasure, but reality TV ain't real. It's not. It's manufactured. It's manipulated, and sometimes very well, but it is not real life. YouTube, on the other hand, and what people choose to put out here, oh, that's real life. And so I'm entertained. And one of the but my love for YouTube drama isn't it's not the kind of thing I really want to talk about on this channel, because like I said, it's low vibrational. I'm just willing to acknowledge that I'm human, and so yes, I occasionally engage in some low vibrational stuff, which includes some of the things I just consume on content. Right, that's pretty much what I try to stick to in terms of my low vibration. Just the ratchet stuff I choose to watch on YouTube occasionally, and the rabbit holes I go down. Like, I've definitely been down the Diddy rabbit hole. But that's because I always thought Diddy was not to be trusted, and it was really only a matter of time before it just caught up with the rest of society. And here we are. So that's different. That feels different. But there's this also in other YouTube drama. This one's actually really sad. But there's this YouTuber, Nick Rekieta, who was a law tuber. And he had pretty much been declining, like, live on YouTube. And I'll see if I can find something really quick that won't freeze my screen to share about him. And then recently, so recently in this particular stream, I'll get into this. He had a live stream in which he, I don't even know how to phrase this. I'm going to try to phrase this as diplomatically as I can. Forgot the camera was on, and appeared to be pleasuring himself. And I don't think it's just that he forgot the camera was on. I think he was so out of it from his alcohol and drug use that he didn't realize the camera was still on. And after this happened, everybody's reacting to it. It's going viral, and then he gets arrested. As you can see from this article, I'll go ahead and. But he really blew up during the time of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, and just doing. These would be the types of people I would watch in the LawTube time. People who have identified ways to just live stream their knowledge about things that are going on that gets them like mad views, and it's something they actually want to talk about because he's a lawyer and he liked to talk about it. But this was the stream in question, and there's this one there's this one photo that's been going kind of that. Oh my god, I just realized that is how I learned of his channel. I didn't watch him as much during that time, but I watched Emily D. Baker, and the lead attorney. And there were a couple others, but I would say these are the two main ones that for me I had, pretty much was impressed at their live stream shows, especially Emily's. Was been very impressed by her live stream shows, and the lead attorneys actually. And yeah, okay, here's a picture of him. I don't think this is from the past either, but the saddest part about this and their arrest is that the man has 5 children. And that's the part I think that is sad, that now all his former, whatever you would call it, colleagues, I don't know what you would call them, because now they're all streaming about this, which is so, I've been down this rabbit hole because I'm not even sure how I feel about it, because on the one hand, what they are streaming about is content that they would stream. They would all have streamed about this because they do LawTube. So if a LawTuber is being charged with something against the law, of course LawTubers are going to talk about that. That's like, duh. But on the other hand, it's like, but I thought y'all said this man was your friend. And so when my friend is literally going through a crisis, is now the time that I make money off of it? I don't know. And a lot of them have been justifying it by like, well, Nick would have done the same thing if it were me. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, because also too, the man has 5 children. But I guess people are all like, well, if you weren't worried about the fact that you have 5 children, why should I be? I don't know. I mean, it really does also come down to they're making money off this. And when it comes down to capitalism and making money, there's no room for ethics. If you're being purely a capitalist, ethics are out of the window. No space for it, because ethics might break into my profits, and pure capitalism is profit above everything. Profit above safety, and that means consumer safety, worker safety, environmental safety. Pure capitalism means that. So maybe it isn't a question of should his friends not be talking about him going through this, then, if they all agree in capitalistic values. And the thing is, some relationships are like that too. Some relationships are just transactional, and some people like that have transactional relationships, like, that's fine for them. And so even if it's like you wouldn't want a relationship like that, that doesn't mean it's not something that doesn't appeal to someone else. for whatever reason it appeals to them. You know what I mean? It's not who are you to decide if it's right or wrong? So I guess that's what I should be, yeah, thinking about in terms of this. But I don't know. But I don't know. I know if it were my friends, I don't think I'd want them. Yeah, I don't think I'd want them making videos about me. I think what I'd want is some compassion. I think what I'd want is people trying to get in touch with my family to make sure my 5 children are okay. I think that's what I'd want. Anyway, now that I processed that aloud, I finally figured out how I feel about that because that was really one of those things where I was just experiencing a lot of dissonance about it. And I've expressed that part of why I love this channel and work that I do is just because I'm interested in humans and the human condition and why we do and choose the things that we do and how we can do and choose things differently when we're ready to and want different. I mean, and I know that we all have the power to do that. And just as I was saying, yesterday, and that my life now is definitely not the life I had 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And it's not to say that everything about that journey has been perfect, certainly not. But I still wouldn't change it. Um, I wouldn't take it back. It's made me who I am, but once I realized like this next leg of when I really understood how much power and control I had over uh, designing and creating a life that I loved, it's gotten much better. And now, as I was saying yesterday, my best thinking got me here. I know it won't be the thinking that gets me to the next step. I know it won't be the thinking that um, helps me achieve goals that right now I don't have the audacity to go after. Uh, but that's maybe what this next 6 months of the year are going to be for. Maybe that's what will do it. I don't know. What I do know is that I hope that you stay along for the journey. I hope that if you are evaluating and going through your own evolution and reinvention, that you share what that's like for you. And um, perhaps we can support one another and hold one another accountable in that growth because iron sharpens iron, as they say. And so if I am better and you are better, we can all be better and the world's better, right? Like we owe it to the world to do what we must do. What can um, to get to the oh no, did somebody do it? I think they did. Sorry. You know, I told you I keep just getting distracted when I get. This is why I need to go do my digital declutter video because part of what is the distraction and what even led that to being the number one thing that I was like, start with on your cleanup journey is the digital declutter because I get a ridiculous amount of notifications that like my notificate like it's just too much. It's just too much and I just don't have enough um I have too much going on. And so that's what told me you need to get rid of some of this stuff. Like some of this has just got to go cuz it's not right. It's not right that you should be distracted every 2 seconds by something pinging somewhere of things that are utterly not even that important. So, yeah. All right, sorry, y'all got distracted again because of those notifications. So let me get on out of here. And now see the distraction was Facebook. I'm not really on the Facebook like that. And see, and I knew this was gonna happen because these are actually notifications I need to respond to. But let me get myself together, get off this live, be able to check off that I did day 58 of 90. This is definitely a failing forward type day because this live stream was like, girl, is this your first time doing this? Like, but we did it. We out here. And the goal was to be done. This is a progress over perfection live stream. And we are not going to let perfect be the enemy of published. But yeah, I definitely need to take some time to do that digital declutter immediately so that I am not being distracted by unnecessary notifications. And I'm curious what you might have to digitally declutter first and foremost in your practice. So hopefully that video will be up tomorrow, and I'll see you there in the comments.